It's another day of lessons for these girls in Tando Bago, a town in Pakistan's Sindh province. Their temporary classroom is a small thatched hut donated by a widow. There are no chairs, desks, or even mats, and no proper shelter from the sun. It isn't much, but students and teachers alike are grateful to have a school at all.
These children were thrilled when their school reopened after 3 years of floods. But for many, education remains a distant dream, as schools have closed or moved to temporary, makeshift settings due to a lack of infrastructure and resources.
Their old school is still surrounded by stagnant water, left by the most recent monsoon rains. Many houses here don't have running water or electricity, and families can't afford basic necessities.
We are very poor and struggling to survive. Sending our children to school feels impossible.
Rampant corruption and lack of accountability has raised questions about the safety of poorly constructed buildings at a time of record-breaking floods and monsoon rains. UNICEF says almost 250,000 students are out of school after the devastating floods 2 years ago, as well as the recent monsoon rains, which have left extensive damage to thousands of schools. The agency says the government needs to address the deepening crisis.
This is a quite serious issue because they're missing out on school and education, and I think we need to make sure this does not happen. The simple reason is because the schools were flooded. We need to have schools that are resilient, so when the next flood comes, they're not flooded.
In another village nearby, boys and girls are having their lessons under some trees. The flood destroyed their school and there is no indication it will be rebuilt anytime soon. But for these children, a classroom is more than just a space to learn. It's their hope for the future.
I dream of becoming a doctor, but without a school or proper facilities, how will that be possible?
The UN says Pakistan needs a comprehensive plan to tackle growing illiteracy, and that will require national consensus across the political divide. Kamal, Hyder, Al Jazeera, Tando Bago, Sindh province, Pakistan.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.